They're gonna hear my mouse.
Not really, they won't. Should be getting all chats today.
We are live.
So we are logged in, we're connecting on Facebook right now, we're connecting on we're still connecting on Facebook. I don't know why it's taking so long to connect on Facebook. Hello everybody. It's Monday. Oh shit, I just closed that. Why did I close it, dumbass?
Jim says he is present and accounted for.
Well, hello, Jim.
We also have Derek Matthews, Mike Whaley, Brian Baker, and Cheryl C. over on YouTube.
Cheryl C. That's Cheryl Campbell from my hometown of Thompson. I like it. Emilio, hello, sir.
Are you seeing your chat now?
Not yet. I may open up the other chat just to be able to see it. I don't know what.
Whaley is on both places.
Okay, I can see.
There's Drew all the way from Texas.
There's Cheryl, there's Brian Baker.
Oh, Brian Baker says, already cursing under your breath? Better grab another coffee.
Yeah, I'm already cursing under my breath. It's there's Mark Baker, there's Cheryl from Distinctive Impressions. Frank is not with us today. Frank now only comes on Friday. He's only here on Friday. And every Monday we have the lovely Jess behind the controls, learning her way into the world of video. Yes, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, Derek. I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. Actually, you know what? I should pull up Facebook.
Can you see the Facebook chat yet?
I can't see the Facebook chat yet. No, I don't know why. This Restream chat thing is just, it's not working. What's that? Oh, okay. Well, let's run that intro. Hey, welcome to the show. Guess what? You can't see me. Now you can. It's Monday. Welcome to the show. My name is Richard Cleveland. I'm here with you guys each and every week. I want to point out this lovely t-shirt I'm wearing today. Some good friends of mine up in Edmonton. They run a clothing store called Sane Clothing. So that's S-A-N-E. Go check them out online. They've got a lot of great things to entice you into buying new t-shirts, I think. I'm sure. But they have a lot of great designs from local artists. Okay, so I want to say hi to Emilio Vitt, Jim McGregor, Andrew C. Hendricks, or Drew Hendricks, I'm sorry. Drew Hendricks. Jim McGregor, Drew Hendricks. There, got it right. Mike Whaley, Cheryl, Distinctive Impressions Cheryl. We got lots of Cheryls today. Derek Matthews, Franco Descala, Maker Mikes, Mark L. Baker. There's lots of Jerry Knapp. Welcome everybody. It's Monday. Yay! Yes, I'm feeling a little strange today. It is Monday. It was a pretty decent weekend. I love it. I love the weekend. How about you? How was your weekend? She's not talking now.
It was good.
There you go.
I have to unmute myself first.
So today what we're going to do is build all of this plastic on my desk. I spent a number of weeks, or a number of days. I shouldn't say weeks. I should say days. The weeks will be the failed prints that went along with this. But now we have a complete set of pieces, and they're 2 different grays. It's the way it happens some days. But we are going to build the Halo helmet, and the link for this helmet is in the YouTube description. It is not in our description on Facebook today, unfortunately. But I did link to the artist's page, and you can find all of the helmets there. He's got 3 different helmets. There's a small, medium, and large if you're a Halo fan. We're doing the large one today for Jess because she's an adult. She's not a child. She's an adult.
I've got to big titanium.
But before we get into this, let's kind of cap off Friday a little bit. We talked about the GPL. We talked about where I stand on the GPL. We talked about where I stand with my sponsors and other things that I do to create revenue for myself and my family. What has happened as of today? The source code was released by Naomi Wu. If you're not familiar with Naomi Wu, she is the Sexy Cyborg on YouTube. She has a direct connection or some inside connection to Creality, and I know that she toured their plant not too long ago. Recently, she's come under fire. I want to kind of bring this up a little bit. Recently, she came under fire, and somehow her account over on Patreon has been suspended. So I'd like you guys all to go over to Patreon and just maybe drop a note or whatever you can to Naomi Wu and help them to reinstate her channel. There's nothing wrong with her channel. She's Sexy Cyborg. She dresses a little sexy. Nothing revealing or overly revealing. Definitely she's not always safe for work, but you know what? She has great information. She does builds. She's a coder by trade, and she knows a lot about the 3D printing and maker movements. So she's a great resource, and just watch some of her videos. So that's where I want to talk about, and the source code has been released for the CR10S. We put a link over on our Facebook page for you, and I want you all to go check that out and download it, put it in a file somewhere and hold on to it, and we are going to move forward, okay? So let's dispense now with all the GPL back talk or that kind of stuff, but it is out, it is available. So why are we going to build a helmet today? Well, Jess is doing a Halo costume for the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. And as I said about a week ago, the rest of this month's all about doing stuff for the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo, which I will be at in booth 202, which is the Spool 3D booth. And I'll be there answering your questions. Come on by. I'm making a bunch of maker coins to give away. We're going to have some keychains available for sale. And, you know, we can have some fun.
You might also see a certain white and red Spartan there.
You might also see a red and white Spartan hanging out with us. That, you never know. So let's get into the build. This is by Big Red Frog on Thingiverse. So go check out Big Red Frog on Thingiverse. This is his design. It's all broken down. I'm going to go to my overhead here. It's all broken down into multiple pieces. What I really like about this is you see these bigger holes that are in some of these? Believe it or not, those are for magnets. So you can have this whole thing come apart with magnets, which is really, really cool. So we're going to start to put this together for Jess. We've got our glue. This is some of my favorite glue by Bob Smith Industries. This is Instacure. This is the gap filling 5 to 15 second glue. And then we're going to use a little bit of the Bob Smith accelerator. This put out by PM Hansen in Canada.
Jim McGregor says the coins you're printing, are they like Bitcoins? Well, I said no, they're probably worth more.
Right now, yeah, I think my coins are probably worth more than Bitcoin. So what we're going to start with is this piece here. You can see I've got a couple of little pieces of filament in there in the alignment holes. And the reason I'm doing that, first and foremost, I'm going to pop those out of there. I'm going to take a little bit of my CA glue, and we're just going to build this thing today. See how fast we can build it. We're going to pop a little bit of glue in there, a little bit of glue in there. Pop that one in, boop. Pop that one in. Boop. Oh, there we go, right there. Okay. We're going to put a little bit of glue here. We don't need a lot. She's going to fix this later on. She's going to be putting in all of her, what do you call it? Fillers. And so now, oh, what we didn't do is we didn't put a little bit of glue in here. Put a little bit of glue in there too. All right, so now we're going to mate these two pieces up.
I feel like we should have some music like demonetization.
Yeah, if we want to be demonetized, then we can't play Halo music. I'd love to play Halo music. So I'm just going to hold this for a second or two. Hopefully, maybe I can just set it down on the table while it dries. There we go. Got it all lined up. And we'll just hit it with a little kicker. And we'll let that go off. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, kicker. Yeah, you can use baking soda too. This is just a spray.
So that's why you gave me that baking soda.
No. That's not why I gave you the baking soda. Gave you the baking soda so you could learn.
I thought you gave me the baking soda because I needed to rise up a little.
Well, you do need to rise up a little bit. She's funny, not. So some of the things that we have to do with this helmet is we have to clear out some of the support material because of the way that I printed it. It has support material. We can get in there with some tweezers, maybe.
Canadian Maker Project on YouTube says, why not use acetone if it's like PLA?
No, it actually doesn't. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Acetone, I've never found acetone to be able to do that with PLA. That's just been my experience. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, which is not unusual. I've been accused of worse things. So when it comes to cosplay stuff, what do you guys like? Like what are some of the things that you've done cosplay wise, or even just for your own interest? I'd love to know. Put it in the comments down below. What do you guys like to do? Besides me, or besides like me, drink and carouse, and I don't drink and carouse. Okay, so we got that part done. We need to find the matching part to that, which is, I believe, not that one.
Amelia says Superman for the win.
Superman for the win. Yes. Have you seen any of Emilio's stuff for Superman?
I have seen one picture.
His stuff is very cool. And he looks like Superman.
Does he look like the classic Superman? Or does he look like Henry Cavill Superman?
No, he actually is kind of a cross between, if you were to ask me, I'd say he's kind of a cross between the classic Superman and the Dean Cain Superman from Clark and Lois and Clark. And, you know, we're using 3 millimeter or 2.85 millimeter PLA to make our pins today, which I think is kind of cool. So, Canadian Maker Project, don't do cosplay stuff. Well, you know, cosplay, funny enough, cosplay has become quite a big industry. Believe it or not.
Emilio is Superman, says Jerry.
Emilio is Superman. I agree with that.
Ryan says Star Wars. I've only
Star Wars. Well, that's Tashi Station, Ryan.
And Derek Matthews says Bill Frostmourne and Doomhammer from World of Warcraft. Also put Batman Iron Man helmet, Thor's helmet.
Iron Man helmet. That's actually kind of cool.
It's all on his channel.
Brian Baker says he's just starting to design cases. That's cool. So some of the tools you may want to have when you're putting this together is a good knife, some end cutters, some tweezers, some, what do you call them there, the needle nose pliers. We're just going to keep going on this. I got to find the end of it. Okay, now you went and done it, Cleveland. There we go.
Did I miss what printer was used to print the parts?
No, you didn't. I did not announce what I used. Do you guys want to know what printer I used to do this? I don't want to upset anybody. This was printed on the CR10S. That's what this was printed on. And in all honesty, I think it did a pretty good job. So we're just putting the pins in this side. Now Jess is going to have some work to do on this. There's no doubt about that. She's definitely going to have some work to do. She's going to have to do a little bit of filling, because that's just the way it goes. When you're putting together a project like this, it can be kind of daunting, especially if you're unfamiliar with how things go together. Luckily, I, at home, sat and put this thing together before I actually sat and put this thing together. So I knew what I was in for. So those two pieces lined up. Now we'll just take a little bit of our kicker and we'll just give it a spritz where we know we've got all of our material. And we'll just set that aside to dry now. Or maybe I got to clamp it for a minute. What I really like about this helmet is the designer, Big Red Frog, designed in the ability to put lights into this helmet, which is way cool. So you can put some lights in the visor. You can see those two little square things right up at the tip of the visor. Those are for 9-volt batteries. So this was an extra file. It doesn't come in the files that you guys may download right away, but it is an extra file. I'm going to just align that again. Sometimes this just needs a little bit of coaching to get it to close up properly. And you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a little bead down along the edge here, and then I'll hit it with some kicker.
Brian Baker on YouTube says, Rich, did you find the tolerances on the CR10 fairly tight, or did you need to do some sanding?
Nope, didn't have to do any sanding at all. I think the tolerances on this were just perfect. So yeah, this actually came together really, really quickly, surprisingly enough. So a little kicker on there, we're just going to hold it in. We got a couple of spots here that we got to clean out, like one right there. It's one of those nasty ones. There we go, we got it. It's out. And this is the side of the helmet. See? She might even be able to wear her glasses in this.
Goodness, I hope so.
You might even be able to wear your glasses in this one. All right, so let's go on to the other side. Got a little bit of cleaning to do. You know what? I'm going to speed this up and use the drill to get this out of there. I know that noise is just horrible. There's one more up here. There we go. We need this piece. See, if we do this, try not to drill into your hand, by the way. Whoa, I went right through on that one. So this is what can happen if you're not watching what you do. Let me go to the upper I broke through right there, but you know what? That's okay. We'll be able to fix that. That's what happens when you get into a rush, like I just did. Now I broke her helmet. I didn't break her helmet. I just gave her a little more filling to do. Well, she had to do some filling on that side anyway. What a nice guy, eh?
Drew said that he's overlapping Halo music with this assembly.
He's overlapping what?
Yeah, he's playing Halo music.
Oh, he's playing Halo. I see.
So is this one pre-recorded?
No, this one's not pre-recorded. Sorry, Drew, this is not pre-recorded.
No, not Drew, that was William.
Ah.
Neil said that one.
No, William, it's not pre-recorded. Sorry, buddy. So let's get this side and we'll get our pegs in there. Get a little bit of glue in there. You guys have never seen anything assembled, or actually assembled by me on the show. So I thought this was a really good opportunity. And Jess is going to relay your questions to me. And what I like about using this filament as pegs is that it's a little forgiving because they're a little sloppy in the holes. And I just want to see, oh, I'm going to have to trim those down just a little bit. That's the other nice thing, is that you can trim things down. There we go. What's that? Your phone just told you that I'm live?
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of late to the party.
I thought it was you typing, so I was like, this guy has some high-tech stuff to type with his mind.
No, I'm not that good.
I'm still muted there, they can't hear me.
I need people like Jess to help me. Okay, so now we're lining this piece up.
Derek says, just uploaded to your Facebook page my makerspace. Yes, it's in my living room.
Well, that's good. So what I'm going to do here again, I'm just going to run a little bead down here, down the backside, and it's going to fill in some of our issue areas. And hopefully we don't touch it like a fool. And we grab our kicker.
William Neal says, man, I wish all models had a way to put it together like this one. It's so easy.
Oh, it's not that easy.
It's more simple than other things, though.
It is. So we're really moving along here. We're actually getting that to sit properly. I'm just going to give it a little spritz here.
Brian Baker says, Rich, you're using the liquid super glue, right? Not the gel type?
I'm using liquid. Yes, I don't use gel.
And be careful with plastic cement because that does not cure very fast.
Nope, I know that.
I know, I'm just saying for them.
Oh, okay.
They can't hear me. You have to say it.
Well, they can hear. Isn't your mic on?
No, I'm muted. I told you that.
Oh.
What brand of PLA?
This is Spool 3D PLA. The only brand we use. Now I made a faux pas there, so I have to go back and add a little bit of glue in one area. Let it sink in and give it a spritz. Okay, so that piece now is completoed.
They can hear me.
They-
No,
Hey, your mic should be on.
it's not. I muted it.
You muted your mic.
Yeah, they're hearing me from yours.
Oh, okay. So we don't have very many parts yet to put together here. This is actually going quite fast.
Franco said, oh, sorry, Jerry says, just like using a nail gun and putting it through your finger.
You know why she's saying that? Because I did put a nail gun through my finger one time. And do you guys want to hear that story? Just, if you guys want to hear me talk about putting a nail through my finger one time, I'll be happy to tell it to you. But you gotta want it. Do you guys want to hear that story?
They're still catching up to that.
So if you guys want to hear that story, let me know.
Yes, we want to hear. Says William Neal.
Okay. I used to build gaming tables for people who played tabletop wargaming. And I had a nail gun, or actually a brad nailer, that shot 2.5-inch brads. And as a way of putting the frame together before I put, or after I put the screw, or pardon me, the frame was screwed together, but the top would go on with brads. And I like to use a longer brad so that it would go down deeper into the wood to hold the 1/2-inch material that I put on top of the table down. So I had my thumb on the side as I'm clamping down the top to get the brad in. And what happened is it came out, it hit the screw, and it actually launched itself into my thumb. And there was a little hump on my thumb for quite a while until the nail grew out. But yes, it almost went through completely through the nail. And I bled a little bit. There wasn't anything serious. I've had bigger cuts, bigger boo-boos.
Brian Baker says that's the point of YouTube. That's a terrible story.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Jim McGregor says I put a compression spring through my thumb once.
Oh, God, that's gotta hurt. Compression springs?
And William Neal says that sounds terrible. Well,
It was. You can ask my wife about the time that I was trying to wind wire to make chainmail. Oh yeah, I know she is on YouTube. So that's one story she seems to always forget about. I was winding some wire on a homemade wire winder, for lack of a better term. And what happened was I let go of the wire because I was spinning it too fast. I didn't know exactly what was going on. Spinning it too fast and the wire came out of my hand, came back and literally tore my thumb open. And yeah, my wife will remember that story for sure.
Emilio says Richard's Rambo.
Richard's Rambo. No, I'm not Rambo. That's Sylvester Stallone.
Getting a lot of sympathy.
Richard's accident prone. There's a difference.
Brian Baker says this sounds like great stories for the local meetup. I nearly blinded myself once due to flying hot solder hit my eyelid. That was the day I learned to make with Z87 plus glasses.
Yeah, I had a similar, actually, problem, Brian. When I was younger, before I met my wife, I thought I was Rambo and would cut wood with, okay, that's going to fit fine. I would cut wood with a skill saw. Most people know what a skill saw is. And I wouldn't wear safety glasses. And I ended up cutting this piece of wood, and unfortunately for me, a piece came back up and hit me right in the eye and scraped my cornea. That hurt a lot. And after that, I now try and wear some sort of safety glasses every time I do stupid shit. So there's something for you guys. Always remember to wear your safety gear. Because if you don't, you could end up like me, half blind in one eye. I walked around with an eye patch. I looked like a friggin' pirate.
Arg.
Arg!
William Neal says, what's your worst 3D printer accident?
Well, I've had a few. When I first got started in 3D printing a little over a year ago, my worst accident, funny enough, was putting my fingers on the hot end like a dummy. Or, as my wife would say, like a man. And yeah. Come on. This one's tough to keep lined up.
For me, it's trying to get on my A-net, prints wouldn't let go of the build plate, so my hands would slip, and I'd get on my fingers on the build plate.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those accidents too. Not so much with the build plate, but with jabbing the putty knife into my hand. I've cut myself a few times doing that, and it's not fun. It hurts like a son of a gun.
We're getting a lot of war stories in the YouTube chat.
Oh, good.
Darwin can only be kind so many times, says Brian Baker.
That is very true, Brian. That is so. We got one of the temple pieces done now.
Distinctive Impression says, I scratched my cornea planting a spike in a planter for my mom and hurt like hell.
Oh,
Canadian Maker Project says, friend shot elastic in my eye, scratched mine, didn't do much damage.
ouch. Just getting shot in places you don't want to be shot with anything. Or kicked someplace you don't need to be kicked. That hurts too. When I was a kid, I'm going to tell you guys this funny story. I have a scar on my forehead, a divot more so than a scar. What it looks like is one of those, I'm not going to show you because the camera won't pick it up, but I have a divot on my forehead where my brother, my older brother, thought he was being smart and chased me down the street with a tray full of ice cubes. I could run faster than him, but the funny thing was that I must have, well, I don't know how old I was. I was probably 10 or 12 years old, somewhere in there. Anyway, he chased me down the street and hit me in the head. And my head, of course, split open. And there I was running down the street with blood streaming down my face to all the neighborhood horror. Yeah, it was not a pretty sight. And to this day, he still hasn't apologized. My oldest brother, Robert, gave him a whooping because he did that. Cheryl says, which brother? Cheryl, you know the answer to that question.
Jerry Knapp says, lost tip of ring finger in door years later, caught 4 fingers and forced truck door completely closed, but hand and fingers okay.
Ouch! I love war stories, don't you guys? We're having fun talking about war stories.
Says, I remember everything that causes you pain, ha ha ha.
I'm with you on that, Jerry.
Cheryl says, which brother, Ray?
No. Come on, Cheryl, you know the answer to this question.
Brian Baker says, in 50 years, Maker Faire will be a fundraiser for people injured while doing bush engineering. I lost my finger in a 3D printing accident.
Yeah, there'll be commercials for us.
Donate today to help a poor 3D printer.
Oh, those are too long.
Victim. More fingers are lost.
So what I did here, guys, was I made these a little too long. So now I have to snip them off. Cheryl, the name, it starts with a C.
Oh my bad, gotta be Chris.
I got along with my brother Ray. I still get along with my brother Ray. My brother Ray's cool. If you guys were ever to meet my brother Ray, he's actually a really cool cat.
Jim McGregor says my twin sister hit me on the head with the claw end of a hammer when I was 7.
Ow! I kind of need a third hand. Can you do me a favor? No, I think I got it. I don't really need a third hand. I just want to see if you'd come on camera.
No.
She didn't want to come on camera. So what we're doing here is we're doing the temples of the helmet now. We're just kind of getting them together. And as we get them together, give them a little spritz. so they stay together. And then what?
William Neal said hashtag don't be shy.
That's what I say, don't be shy. We're all your friends.
I don't have my face on.
She forgot to wear her makeup today.
I forget to wear makeup every day.
Yeah, I know.
Makeup.
Come on, this one piece just doesn't want to stay together.
Brian says, I'm surprised you don't have a desk place in there. They have cute tabletop sized ones.
I don't have, you know what? I've got so little room in this studio that there's barely enough room for 2 of us in here. Some days I've had 3 people, 4 people in here.
It's true.
Okay, this looks like it is now.
William Neal says it's hard to put together. I'm doing mine now and it's hard.
It is. It's a little tough, but we'll get it. We just got to give it a little bit of time.
Franco says it's only 947 that will see you, Jess.
It's 9:47 where he's at. 9:47 in the morning.
How many people?
Subscribers,
I'm guessing?
Yeah, we're at 947. So we're 50.
Just assemble the mask picker and we can put it on her. Even with half, it can be a phantom of the opera.
Who said that?
Brian.
That's a good one, Brian. That's a really good one. So let's go back to our first piece we know is dry.
Mike Turner says, worst I have done is slip with a utility knife while trimming the bottom of a French door. Hit my left hand between the thumb and index finger. Put the blade all the way in. Cut a few nerves in a tendon.
Ouch.
I was doing this to help a girl I worked with. Wanted to impress her. Yeah, that failed. Well, I think that hurt worse than the blade.
So what I did there is I just put a little bit of that gap filler in there, just so when Jess comes back to sand this a little bit later on, it's sitting proper for her. And now, you know what? We're actually getting really close here to getting this done.
Could you use white PLA for that to make it glow? As opposed to the clear PLA? For the
Yeah, you could use white. What she's talking about is this piece at the back. This little guy is the Cortana. I don't know if you're familiar with Halo or not. But this is the Cortana thing where he sticks it in the back of his head and then she talks to him. It's always like having a woman's voice in your head.
like married life.
Yeah, it's like married life. Always having a voice in your head. My wife's not going to like that comment. And the thing is, Jess knows my wife.
I haven't met her in person yet, though.
That's true, you haven't met her in person yet. I'm almost afraid to introduce you 2 together.
Because we'll pick on you?
Yeah,
That's just the fun of it, though.
and that's what I'm afraid of. I don't like being picked on.
Where's your Bondo?
Where's my Bondo?
You want to show them what you use?
Yeah, it's actually right in that tin over there.
They're asking what we're going to be using for filming.
This is the stuff that I use right here. Let me just go to the overhead. I use glazing and spot putty. It works really well. If I have a really big seam, I will use milliput, and that is this stuff right here. I'll use milliput. This is the yellow gray, so it's a 2-part epoxy putty that you can smooth out with water. And I really like this stuff, but with this helmet, I don't think we're going to need to. I think just a little bit of this stuff on the seams is going to do just great. So now we have to get this part in here. Let's see if we've got enough room.
Never heard of the other. Is one better than the other?
Is one better than the other? I was just stuck to my table for a second.
I've never heard of milliput either.
Milliput is a typical, there we go. Milliput's a typical modeler's putty. We use it in scale model building quite a bit. Of course, pieces are now coming out that don't. There we go. I know that sound is annoying.
German printing nerd says, "Hi there, I am late."
Hi there, you are late.
He said, "A bit late I am."
Well, we'll forgive you.
I said, "Don't worry." Jim McGregor asks, "What determines the brittleness of filament? Is the white filament more brittle?"
That's actually a really good question. I'm not sure how to answer that, actually. What determines the brittleness of filament? Well, I don't think it's any particular color that's a problem, so much as it is a, just trying to line these up, as it is, what's the word I'm looking for? As it is moisture in the filament. Go back to this camera. Moisture in the filament will cause it to be brittle. What will cause it to be brittle after the fact? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Jess, I need your fingers here. I need you to take this stuff and let me get this lined up again and give me a spritz right in there along the whole seam. There we go. There we go.
That was so sleek, I hid behind the box.
She hid behind the box. Trying to line this thing up is just, it's a bit of a pain. For anybody that's building this helmet right now, it is a bit of a pain.
Common issue number 1, brittle filament. A common misconception is that water causes filament to become brittle. The truth is filament, including PLA, is actually extruded into water to hydrate during the drying process.
That's true.
Brittle filament is often caused by the plastic becoming dehydrated due to humidity in the air.
That's also true.
From William Neal.
That's also very true. Just going to reinforce that back a little bit.
Don says, "Chicken Jess."
Chicken Jess.
Bagok!
Jess, I think this is going to fit Jess's head. What do you guys think?
Jess
I
performing her version of Bing.
I think from front to back, that's going to fit her head.
I hope so.
I think so. So where do we go from here? Well, let's start putting together.
William Neal says, "I think we just found our new hand model."
That's actually pretty funny.
That's what I was going for.
So we're going to start coming together now. We're going to start bringing this helmet together, lining things up, hopefully. Hopefully lining things up. Those two should go there. Well, no, why am I doing that? This is the part that goes on there. Putting the wrong part on, Jess.
Brian Baker says, "If it's a bit snug, you'll just have to accept your new career."
Ah, yes. There we go. That lines up way better. See how that lines up? So let's take these parts. We'll put that guy over here for now.
Down the German printing nerd.
I'm going to take these parts. We got a little bit of a drill out to do here. I know that's probably annoying to everybody.
Ryan says, "I've soaked my PLA prints in water for a while and the rigidness seems to be okay. I think it's the flex of super tiny parts that becomes brittle."
That could very well be. I have one hole to drill right here. There we go. That's all clear. Let's make sure all these holes are clear. Holes are clear.
Jim McGregor says, "How long till the glue hardens?"
This is a 5 to 15 second cure time. That's why I'm using accelerator to promote faster adhesion. And we just want to make sure that we get all these parts on correctly. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins for this. So let's cut ourselves some more pins.
Franco says, watch your fingers. I have just no first aid.
I know first aid. I have to find the end.
Don't worry. If you need an AED, you're covered because I know how to use that. Or if you need CPR.
There's the end.
My license expired. But
Well, that's okay. I know how to do CPR too. You know what I'm going to do instead of having this big long coil? Look at this. I'm just making a mess. Let's just do that. We'll cut a chunk off and we'll put that over there for now. And then we'll just straighten this out a little bit. You can say, I just stabbed myself in the chest.
what?
This, it sprung back and stung me in the chest.
First aid.
You know, we're talking about first aid, and what do? You know what would be even funnier? Is if I jab myself after telling people to be safe. Now, you can put this helmet together with wire as well. 3mm wire.
Brian says, quick, print this man a new heart.
I have a big heart. I don't need a new heart. Oh, there's Frank Awesome.
Emilio says, man down.
Thanks, guys. Here, let's watch Richard muck something up on live streams today.
You got a first aid kit handy?
I do. Actually, I have a better first aid kit at home. I have a zombie first aid kit at home.
He says just use the glue. Hospitals do it.
I see where you're going with that. All right, so we're going to take this side. We know it's nice and dry now. My fingers aren't sticking to it.
Don told me to get you a Band-Aid.
Get me a Band-Aid. For my heart?
You'll be the 3D printing version of Electro Boom.
Ah.
You need a bulletproof vest, says William Neal.
I need a bulletproof something. So I'm going to stick 5 little pieces in here. Dun, 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 dun. And those will go in there. And now we'll kind of see how far off we are. We're quite far off, so. Oop! We lost one. Man down, man down. All right, so we're going to just trim these back a little bit. We don't need them quite so tall. Drew's trash talking you?
He said, nope, that helmet's going to be too small. Is there a bigger helmet? You might need it. But it's not that big.
Oh. Wow, Drew. Oy, oy, oy. And we're just going to...
With all the metal materials Spoof 3D has, maybe
Yep.
we could print some chainmail.
That's a possibility.
You stabbing me.
Instead of stabbing myself. Thanks, guys. Glad you're all looking out for me.
They all love you. That's why we make fun of you. Obviously.
Okay, I got one more. There we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Frank added 44.
Now,
That looks really cool.
what looks really cool?
Frank made the Holy Grail from Indiana Jones.
Yes, I know.
It looks really cool. He posted the pictures on the first layer.
Oh, he did he?
Did.
Okay, Jess, it's spritz time again. Hang on, let me get this lined up again. There we go. Spritz me. Down the center, down the center. There you go. So this is what happens. This is going to be awfully boring for a lot of people watching me do this.
We should have done like a time lapse or something.
We should have.
That's okay. It's more like Q&A and telling us more stories.
Oh, telling my war stories?
Well, everybody's telling war stories.
That's true. Everybody is telling war stories.
I'm trying to get Don to share a war story, but he's
Don the German printing nerd?
yeah.
I think he's probably got one or two.
Well, I said feel free to share your war stories. That's what we're doing.
Now, of course, this thing didn't take. Oh, the joys of 3D printing and gluing together.
William Neal says it won't be boring. We're waiting for you to glue your hands together.
Wow.
And Frank says nope, it's super exciting.
What about gluing my hands to the actual helmet?
That would be one way to do it.
Okay, because I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Boy, there's a big gap right there. That's okay, we'll fill it in. That's what gap filler's for.
You should cut a box and have her hand pop out like things from our family.
That would truly be funny.
Jim says at my age, I would need a whole day to hear my war stories.
Oh, come on, it can't be that bad, Jim. Where did I put my spritzer? Oh, there it is.
Don says printing is easy. It's the work after that's a pain in the ass.
That's true. So there we have
Don't put A.
almost one half of the helmet done.
Actually, it's like a third.
Oh, wow, now you're going to get, like, technical.
Maybe you should make sure the parts mesh up now with all these gaps.
It's just the printing process. Who's saying that?
Brian Baker.
You tell Brian Baker. Brian, you know I love you, right? So now we're going to do this side.
I guess we need a box. Because everybody wants me to do a thing.
Do the thing. So we're going to stick some more pins in here. There she is. That one's a little long.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I got nothing. Well, Jess, we can speed things up if you assemble the other half. Just saying.
Wow.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong, but thanks for the support. We may finish this off camera, just so you guys know. Because finishing it off camera might be the way to go. Gotta make sure
Well, we're almost at an hour. So.
Okay. Are you guys having fun with me building this, or? Because I've never really done a build video.
Everybody is out to get you tonight. Well, let's go.
Everybody's out to get me tonight? Everybody Wang Chung tonight?
Franco says yes. Brian Baker says this is strangely soothing.
That's because you're not doing it, Brian. That's why.
William Neal says you love watching.
You love watching.
Mike Whaley says 2 thumbs up.
All right. Well, if you guys want me to keep going live stream, I'll keep going live stream till we get this thing together.
Cheryl says it's interesting.
It's fun. Oh, look at that. Came apart again.
Yes.
That's okay. We'll get some kicker in there.
Remind people if they use filament pins to pre-fit before gluing.
Yeah, pre-fit before gluing. If you are using filament as pins, yeah, make sure that you pre-fit them before gluing it in, because you can run into problems like I've done here today. So there we go. That portion is now together.
Cheryl says I want to see the end product all put together.
You know, she used to do that when I built model kits too when I was a kid. She always wanted to see the end part. That's Cheryl C., right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
10%. 10% was the infill on this project. So while this piece is drying, I'm going to just set it up there. Let's turn it around. There we go. Dummy. I'll leave that there to dry. Let's work on the chin piece. So the chin is made up of 3 pieces. There's a right and a left side, and then the area that your mouth goes in. Or in Jess's case, her mouth goes in. And we've got pins to go in on both sides. And this shouldn't be too bad putting this together. So I'm going to put some pins in there. Now, by no means am I a Bill Duran. And if you guys don't know who Bill Duran is, he's from Punish Props. He's an amazing prop builder, him and his wife. They do amazing work, and I recommend that everybody who is a fan of 3D printing and cosplay, or doesn't even necessarily have to be cosplay, but
Franco says it's strange to see you haven't picked up your coffee yet.
I don't have a coffee with me.
You do have caffeine?
I do have caffeine, that's correct. I do have caffeine. Oh, geez, I lost my pin. I lost my pin. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here.
Someone buy him a coffee stat.
I have a Coca-Cola here, but I've got, because Jess was so nice and brought me a Coke today. She brought me a Coca-Cola today.
Cheryl C. says, Rick, I'm kicking myself for not keeping your drawing you did for our D&D characters. I'm sure they would have been worth something now. Lol.
Yeah, thanks, Cheryl. You're sweet, but they probably wouldn't have been. Back in the day, I used to draw a lot. I mean, I got so good at one time, I could have drawn for comic books, but I turned it down. And I kicked myself in the butt for that decision every day. I should have been more on the ball. And yes, I used to play D&D. Back when D&D wasn't all these fancy books and all these fancy characters that you can buy now. I played D&D back in the day when you really had to have an imagination. Now it's all this fancy stuff. What are people saying about me now?
Canadian Maker Project says, I'm kind of shocked you don't have a Tasmo or K-Cup machine to make your coffee fresh. Brian Baker says, we need to design a vending machine behind you that only allows credits to be loaded remotely. That way you can shame people if they're not donating.
Oh, okay. But it's not mandatory that you guys buy me a coffee or become part of Patreon. That's something I leave up to you guys. I appreciate it, of course, when you do, but it's not a prerequisite to, watching the show or being a part of our.
Impressions is talking about the t-shirts are now up on the website. Don't forget to go order them.
Yes, don't forget to go order your t-shirts from Distinctive Impressions, because we put the link on our Facebook page. And I want you guys, if you're interested, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about t-shirts, and Cheryl over at Distinctive Impressions was the one who put it all together for us. And now you guys, all you have to do is just go over and order one. They've got hoodies there too. They got t-shirts for both men and women. There's hoodies, and that's if you go to the link that's on our Facebook page, it'll take you right there, and then you can order a t-shirt or a hoodie. Hoodies are both in zip and in pullover. I've got to get myself a hoodie because I'm a hoodie kind of guy.
Brian Baker says hoodies are good with this never-ending winter.
Yes. Yes, we have a never-ending winter here in Calgary.
Brian Baker's over too?
Yep. Brian Baker was in studio last week.
Oh, is that
That's who that was.
I guess if Brian Baker wants to see my face, all he has to do is come to the studio on Monday.
Oh, Brian L. Baker?
Brian Baker.
Oh, just Brian Baker. Okay. So now we've got the chin almost all together here. We've got to give it a little bit of a spritz.
Should we talk about, while we're doing this, maybe another, like, coffee with each at Tim Hortons? Like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to, I know a lot of people have been asking me about doing another meetup, and I wanted to do one this month, but I haven't gotten any feedback from Derek yet as to whether we can do it here at the store. So if you guys want to do another meetup, we can do another meetup at a Tim Hortons or something like that. Whatever you guys want to do. So, oh, look at that.
I'm in trouble with Jerry for getting me Coke.
You're in trouble with Jerry?
Yeah.
Why?
No more Coke, Jess. He's supposed to quit that.
Oh, yeah. You got in trouble.
Sorry.
That's okay. I've been in worse trouble.
You're not the one in trouble. I am.
Oh, I'm going to get it when I get home. You
Oh.
watch. Okay, so we got our face piece now lined up again.
Did it
And-
put the visor too?
No, I didn't print the visor.
Oh. I was hoping you would.
Oh, I didn't print the I didn't have time to print the visor in order to get it ready for today.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So this goes here. If I can get my arm around. Yeah, that's where that goes. Cover up my face. Oh, wow, that stinks. You do not want to stick your nose in where CA glue and accelerator are coming together because it stinks. Wow.
I'm not even close to it and I can smell it from here. Kind of smells like blueberries.
Oh, don't smell like blueberries.
From over here it does.
So there's the front grill. There's your front grill.
Maybe I'm just high from the food.
It could be your, I'm getting a little high from the fumes. So now we are at the stage where we can take this piece and get these pieces put together.
Brian Baker says, don't glue it to your face or you'll do like Art Simpson with novelty pieces.
Yes. So that's how that goes together. You guys can see that. That's actually going to look pretty cool when it's all together.
Jim McGregor says get high from the fumes.
That actually looks really cool. Look at that. Once I get it lined up properly.
Pretty sick.
Now, the question is, will it fit?
I don't know if I want to put it on if it still stinks like glue.
If it still stinks like glue, I don't want to put it on. Jess. I do all this work for her, and she doesn't even want to wear it.
No, well, it stinks.
So I'm filling my holes with a little bit of glue.
Filling the holes. Maybe I'll be the one to have it glued to my head if I stick my head in there. What do you think?
Let's get another big line of...
Canadian Maker Project says Benny be as high as a kite by the end of this.
Oh, it could be, because we're in an enclosed room. We have no ventilation in here at all.
Jim McGregor says, would that be good for airsoft?
Phew.
No.
It's thick enough to be an airsoft helmet.
Is it sturdy enough, though?
That would be my question. Is it sturdy enough?
Let's go and shoot it with an airsoft gun and see what happens. Battle damage!
I think once you've got it all together and you've got all the gaps filled and, you've done that work, I don't know if it would be like CSA approved, but I think you could probably get away with wearing it. It is thick. The thickest part of this is, I would probably say 5 centimeters or half an inch in some places. So, yeah, and if you put a motorcycle visor in this thing, it'll look cool.
Drew says it doesn't smell any worse than your upper lip, so stop whining.
Well, your upper lip or mine?
I don't know. Probably mine, since he's private messaging me.
Oh, then he's talking about you.
Brian Baker says, Miss remember, I glued my ear to my shoulder.
So now we're going to stick those in there. Look at that.
Canadian Maker Project says I can hear Rocket Man playing in the background.
Not here.
I think he's...
Are you
Maybe Canadian Maker Project is high from the fumes.
Canadian Maker Project might be high from the fumes.
Jerry says, I am taking notes so I don't forget. I don't know what she's taking notes of.
This.
Oh, on the stream?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ow!
that means that we're in trouble.
By the way, don't clip your finger.
Like you just did?
Like I almost just did, yes. So now we're going to add some glue to this side.
We're over an hour now.
Oh, we're over an hour. This is going to be a long show today.
It is going to be a long show today. Hey, they wanted it.
You guys wanted it, so I'm giving it to you.
Brian Baker says, I packed my 3D printer last night. Preheat, 0 hour, 9 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now here's the tough part, getting all of these lined up so that they all match up. This is where it becomes an issue. Oh, look at that. Well, we definitely have some warping issues here. And,
Canadian Maker says, long and entertaining.
well, we've got some warping issues, so we've got to pull that in somehow, right there. So, here's what we're going to end up doing.
About a hello from Russia.
A hello from Russia? I like Russia. We have a couple of these in the house. So what we're going to do
Emilio is modeling
is we're going to just try and get those on there so that we can keep
He says, put it on, Jeff, put it on.
put it on, Jess. Now, here's the problem is that this thing is really round and I may need some elastic bands for this. Yep, I'm going to need some elastic bands for this. So, we will be right back. I'm going to go grab some elastic bands. Do we have any elastic bands?
Little or big?
Big blue ones?
There should be some in my... About middle.
I'll just take that whole thing. Thank you. All right, we're back.
Brian Baker said, Jess could hold it.
Just good. Okay, you have to go out there, little pup.
We have a dog.
We have a dog in here.
Let's go. Come on. Come on.
I love her, but, you know.
Brian Baker says, oh, the joy of my wireless mics. Let's just hope he doesn't go anywhere else.
Okay, so we got this big rubber band. Let's see if we can get this on here.
I asked Emilio what he was modeling, and Jim McGregor says, Emilio is the model.
That's right. Okay, so now we got to reline up all of our pins.
Brian Baker says, bring the puppy on sometime. Guaranteed more subscribers. Gary's Knack says, hold him up.
I can't hold her up.
I mean, I could, but that would mean I'd have to put my face on things.
That's right, Jess. Okay, so what we have to do here, guys, is get this elasticized so that we can get this to sit right. So we are going to hold it for a second while the glue sets up. I'm going to see if this is going to fit on Jess's head. I think it will.
Not like that, it won't.
No, because we have rubber on it.
Yeah.
And we might actually be able to put another rubber on it to hold all that part in that keeps coming apart. Oh yeah, baby. I just have to realign up everything. Oh, not quite enough. That just came off of my face. So here's what we do then. What's that? Yeah, something just came in my face.
It's like a you problem.
That's a.
Jerry Knapp says, he said rubber and not elastic. Woohoo. Cheryl C says, haha, I was waiting for that.
I got a rubber in the face. So I am doing my best to keep this together while keeping it together.
With PLA poorly bond, you use duct tape to hold it together. Or does duct tape stick too tightly? That's Brian.
I don't know. I think putting duct tape on there might be a bit of an issue. Maybe.
I think it would look very nice. Maybe if you did it on the inside, I guess. But
Yeah, maybe if you did it on the inside.
Jerry says, yep, have a whole bunch at home. He is never prepared.
So we've got a few gaps that we're going to have to fill on this model, but because it doesn't go together quite right.
Franco says, what were you saying about doing stupid things and wearing safety glasses?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Jerry Knapp said, packing tape.
Packing tape, yes. So here's where we're at. I'm holding this together in the center because my rubber broke. As he looks to camera and smiles. And you guys can see how this is coming together now. It's actually quite a nice helmet, but it does take a little bit to get it together. And I've got just an area right here that is driving me insane. And just draw some glue down in there.
They really are picking on you today.
They are picking on me today.
Franco says, lol, lol, lol.
So there we go. Now we've got that half together. And now we're going to do the other half as soon as this piece dries. And then we'll put on the brim. And then I think we're pretty much done. Because she wants the front to come off. She wants this area to come off. So we're going to put magnets in there, which we don't have here today. But this will sit on there like so. I'm pretty sure that's going to fit your head just fine, Jess. That's going to fit your head just fine. Yeah.
No, I was thinking about the visor part coming off.
You want the visor to come off?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like magnetized, so they can pop it off.
I wouldn't take the visor off. I'd just take the chin piece off. What do you guys think? Should she take the visor off or the chin piece off? I say the chin piece, because then you can hear her when she talks.
I was gonna put in like a microphone system. People have done that with those. So.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Jerry Knapp says, did you size up the file?
No, I did not. This is directly printed the way it was.
So you didn't use my measurements for that?
Nope.
Oh, so it might be bobblehead.
You might be a bobblehead, yes. I doubt you're going to be much of a bobblehead, but you are going to have some filling to do for sure on this.
Cheryl says, how long did it take to print that helmet?
This printed over the course of 4 days.
Brian Baker says, if she takes the chin piece off, she can double her cosplay as Judge Dredd.
There you go. That's right. If you take the chin piece off, you can be Judge Dredd.
Jerry says drink, smoke, etc. Chin piece.
There you go.
I guess chin piece is
Chin piece.
the vote is unanimous.
So that's, oh, come on.
My dad gave me some magnets too.
But, I mean, it came together pretty good. I'm not overly complaining about it, that's for sure.
Franco says we don't hear her 90% of the time, so the visor wink.
Well, at least we know you have some fans on the show.
I guess so.
So here we are. Look at that. This one piece just doesn't want to catch for whatever reason. And, you know, when you're doing cosplay or you're doing helmets like this, you're going to run into these problems. You're going to run into seaming issues and all kinds of stuff, because that's just the nature of the game. You know, don't be quick to get something done. I mean, we're building this pretty quick today, but and I've built printers in less time.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll forgive you. Even the audience forgives you.
I hope so.
Oh, look at that. I forgot to empty a hole.
Pull it out.
Yeah. I got a little bit of filament right there. A little bit of support material. We got to try and get out of there. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. I'm not going to use the drill because it's loose. There we go. Popped it out. There we go.
Tanner 3D. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Tanner. Troy Davis likes the video.
I like to see a little printer kit, full kit that takes 4 hours to build. Live stream? Well,
Would you guys like to see that on a live stream? I mean, because if you want to see that on a live stream, we can try and make that happen on a Friday live stream or something. Okay, so some of those are too long. We're going to have to trim them down.
Whoa. I've been shot.
Shot through the heart, you're to blame. Yeah, that's about all I'm going to sing today.
German printing nerd says, yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
So enthusiastic.
I mean, if you guys want me to do a live build of a printer, I have one sitting in front of my desk that is probably going to be more than a 4-hour build.
Which we were talking about doing for next week's, or next Wednesday's episode.
Yeah.
We still haven't finished the Wednesday's episode.
Yes. We only have a couple things to do for Wednesday's episode, and that's it. So now I'm just filling these holes. A little bit of glue. And then the bulk of this helmet's going to be done.
I don't know if I should have liked that comment.
Which comment?
Well, they're talking about smoking and how it's bad, and Jim McGregor said, I smoked for 58 years, took up vaping, stopped for 2, then started again, and now I have emphysema and I just probably shouldn't have liked it.
Here's
Are
the...
you going to show my makerspace on your show, even though I did post it on your group and mine, says Jerry.
Yes. Yes, I will be showing it, Jerry. Yes, I will be showing it. I've already shown Jerry's makerspace once, but
Jerry's projects, right?
yeah, no, that's, oh, Jerry. No, I haven't shown Jerry's. I've shown Dawn's.
That's Jerry. Yeah.
But Dawn, or Jerry, I do want to show your makerspace, if you'll let me. Will he let me? Oh, come on. Don't fall apart now. Oh, because you haven't sent it to me. Okay, so now I'm just holding the bowl in my hands.
Jared Matthews, you can show mine if you want. Jim McGregor, I won't stop you.
I would be happy, if you guys want to submit your maker spaces to me, I will be happy to show them on the show.
Maker tours.
As part of our maker cribs.
Jerry says it's already posted in YouTube.
Yeah. But Jerry, you should have sent it to me, then I could have posted it in maker cribs. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Spritzing, spritzing. We're just spritzing away.
Jerry says okay.
Okay, so can you see where we're at with the helmet now? I think everybody can kind of see where we're at now with this helmet.
Address?
There is a drop box that we have set up, and if just contact me on Facebook, and I will get you that. Oh, I will get you that drop box. Come on, get on there.
Brian Baker. I showed mine, but it would basically be, this is my 3D printer. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And we got it.
Come on, you guys, get in there. Well, we had an issue. It decided it wanted to come apart. And I am about to glue myself to myself. There we go. We got it back together. All right, so that's it for today's show. We'll finish this off camera. We'll take some pictures and we will show it to you. We'll put it up on the Facebook page. What a day. You know, these things happen. And you know what? We're going to use this in our blooper reel too, I think. For today, I want to thank you guys for joining me. We've been at this, wow, an hour and a half already. My name's Richard Cleveland. Jess is over there on the controls today. Thank Jess for all of her understanding and patience while I wreck her helmet. And what else? Oh yeah, listen, if you guys like today's content or any content that we do here on the First Layer, by all means, help us out through Patreon if you're so inclined. And you can go to patreon.com/thefirstlayer. We would love your participation. It helps me to, you know, get therapy for doing stuff like this. We also have Buy Me a Coffee if you're interested in that. It's not a monthly commitment. It's a one-time only thing. And if you like that, by all means, you can buy me a coffee. It's buy me a coffee at, what is it? Oh, yeah, thefirstlayer.com. Want to thank Spool 3D for giving us this lovely studio each week. And if you need stuff like printers, PLA, any kind of filament, as a matter of fact, or parts for your 3D printer, contact spool3d.ca. Print it right, print it with spool3d.ca. Thank you to Distinctive Impressions. Thank you to all my Patreons and all of my Buy Me a Coffee supporters. You guys do a great job, and I thank you very much for all your support. And now I'm going to, what am I going to do now? I'm going to go and pick up the part that went flying off onto the floor, clean it off, reassemble this part of the helmet for Jess. And until next time, Wednesday, you guys are going to see the new Anycubic Photon, which is a DLP printer. It prints little things and out of resin. And so you guys will see that on Wednesday. And until then, remember, the First Layer is always your, what do I say on that? I don't even know. The First Layer, you know, you like the First Layer. It's always going to be good for your print. So make sure you get it right. Till Friday. We'll see you then.